Okay, so let's jump right into this really interesting, kind of counterintuitive idea from Dr. Lee. I want you to forget everything you know about year-long plans or 6-month roadmaps, because the big idea here is that 1 week, that's it, just 7 days, is actually all you need to kickstart a massive change in your life.
I mean, come on, who hasn't been there? It's the classic New Year's resolution, right? You're all fired up, you've got this grand vision, you go out and buy all the gear, and then, a week, maybe 2 later, life just kind of happens and the whole thing just fizzles out. We've all felt that.
So here's the real kicker. According to Dr. Lee, the problem isn't your ambition. It's not that your goal is too big or that you're not motivated enough. The real issue, the thing that trips almost everyone up, is that we set these ridiculously long timelines, and that very approach is what sets us up to fail from the start.
And that leads us right into what's called the one-year plan paradox. It's probably the most common way we try to tackle big goals, but it might just be the most broken.
Just think about all the advice you see online. It's always these huge, sweeping roadmaps like become a programmer in a year or get your finances in order in 12 months. But Dr. Lee points out something really simple. A year is a long time. It's practically impossible to predict where you'll be, and honestly, who can stay laser-focused on one thing for that long?
So let's get to the heart of the problem. It's something called the first week wall. And this is where almost every single grand plan just completely goes off the rails.
This visualizes what's happening in our heads perfectly. We think our motivation is going to be this nice, steady climb. But the reality? It's a massive explosion of energy and excitement right at the beginning, followed by a super steep, kind of brutal crash when reality decides to show up.
And that crash brings us to a pretty shocking statistic from Dr. Lee's work. 99%. That's the estimated number of people who just quit within the first 7 days. Think about that. The entire battle is pretty much won or lost in that very first week. So the obvious question is, why? Right? Why do we hit this wall so hard and so fast? What is actually going on during that first week that causes this massive flameout?
Well, every new goal starts with this huge initial high. You buy the new gym clothes, you feel like an investing genius after 3 good days, but then the wall hits. You realize the gym takes 2 hours out of your day and the scale hasn't moved an inch. Or a single bad trade wipes out 1/3 of your money. The rewards you expected just aren't there. And that amazing motivation? Poof, it just vanishes.
So, if the long-term plan is the problem, what's the answer? It's a really powerful shift in your mindset. You have to conquer the week, not the year.
This is it. This is the core principle. The entire game changes the second you shrink your focus. Forget about that finish line a year from now. The only thing that actually matters is the 7-day lap right in front of you.
I love this quote from Dr. Lee because it just sums it all up. It's all about psychology. A huge goal like lose 10 kilograms feels like this giant crushing weight. But a goal like go to the gym this week, that's a small weight. You can carry that. And you know what? You can probably carry it again next week too.
Okay, so that's the big idea. Now let's get practical. How does this actually work with real-world goals? Let's break down the framework.
Let's take the gym. The old way is obsessing over some big, overwhelming number that feels miles away. The new way? It's so much simpler. Your only job is to win this week. Get to the gym and eat well for the next 7 days. That's it. All of a sudden, that feels totally possible, doesn't it?
It's the exact same thing with studying. If you just focus on that final exam score, it creates all this anxiety, and it makes it so easy to put things off. The new way is all about the process. Your mission is not to get an 85. Your mission is simply to follow your study plan for this week. It's about taking that immediate next step.
And this works so well for those massive kind of abstract goals like changing your career. Get a new job is so intimidating. I mean, where do you even begin? But if you reframe it as, what's one small skill I can start learning this week? It becomes real. Okay, I'll sign up for that English class. It's a tiny, actionable step that starts building actual momentum.
So, as we bring this all together, the question really turns back to you. It's all about reframing your entire approach to your goals around your next week.
So here's the bottom line. When you focus on the next 7 days, you make these huge goals feel manageable. You stay locked in on the only thing you can actually control, what you're doing right now. This is how you build real, lasting momentum. And you know, when you start to feel tired, it's so much easier to find the willpower for just one more week than it is for another 11 months.
So,
If you only take one thing away from all of this, let it be this: the 7-day mindset. It is a super simple rule with huge effects. Your only job is to win the week you are in. When Sunday night comes, you just reset. Your new job is to win the next week. That is the entire system.
And that leads us to the final thought. I want you to forget the year-long war for a minute. Just look at the battlefield of the next 7 days. What is the one small, concrete, winnable battle that you can focus on and completely conquer, starting right now?